afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, January 7th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a reverse aging health call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on this call, on this line. Special guest Michael Thomas, the inventor, creator, and founder of the Halo system. When we think about our bodies, do you think that God would create something that was imperfect? What happens inside our bodies when we realize everything is already, what happens when we realize everything is already in perfection? It's like, how do you feel knowing that every experience, every thought, every feeling, every sensation of pleasure and pain that you have today is guided by a higher intelligence? Notice what happens when you accept this truth and start saying yes to each and every experience that arises in the moment today. What happens when you see each experience as the most precious gift from God? What if it is? What if it is? You are carrying a masterpiece hidden within you, but you are standing in the way. Just move aside, then the masterpiece will be revealed. Osho. I love the story of Michelangelo and how he would look at a large slab of stone and see the divine sculpture that was hidden within it. He said that his work was simply to remove the extra stone materials that were not allowing you to see the sculpture, which was already inside the stone. Human beings are exactly like this. When we simply let go of holding on to the parts of ourselves that are blocking others from seeing our magnificence, then the glorious beings that we are can shine through. When we begin to look deep inside ourselves, it may be very dark in the beginning. You may not see the masterpiece inside you at first. You may only see the darkness, tension, fear, hardness, anxiety, sadness, depression, and frustration, which you may feel like you need to get rid of. With all of this darkness in the way, it may be very difficult to see the gifts, life's purpose, creativity, and beauty that we have to share with the world. So what to do? The secret to discovering the masterpiece within us is learning how to relax and be with the dark parts that we want to remove. And the first step is acceptance. Allowing those parts to be there, to have a voice, to hear their message, and give them full permission to be seen, felt, and heard. So this doesn't mean vomiting their heavy, panicky energies onto everyone around you. It means that you simply give them space to exist in whatever painful way they are. Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence. And I learn whatever state I may be in, therein to be content, Helen Keller. Perhaps the most important lesson to learn here is that God doesn't make mistakes. There is a divine perfection in everything. The darkness has its purpose, which is to push you deeper inside to find a light. When we all know those hurtful, tired, sad, angry, depressed, and anxious parts of ourselves to be and breathe, the tension they are holding starts to dissipate. Giving them love is giving them space to be, to just relax, be accepted as they are. They heal themselves on their own accord. When we stop identifying ourselves as being an angry person, or perhaps a depressed person, or whatever you think others have labeled you to be, then you can be free. When you stop identifying yourself as being an angry person or perhaps a depressed person or whatever you think others have labeled you to be, then you can be free. The moment you detach from any identification whatsoever, you start to come home to your innocence. You can feel the younger you, the pure baby at the core of you, the one who is not identified with anything but just a pure being. And this innocence is where each of us discover our freedom and our magnificence it is created out of this energy. Everyone is a masterpiece because God never gives birth to anything less than that. Osho. So my advice for you today is this. You can chip away at yourself trying to perfect yourself for lifetimes, trying to remove your darkness and fix that which you believe is broken inside you so that one day you'll become a masterpiece. Or you can simply relax into yourself and accept all the dark and light parts of yourself. You can feel into the totality of who you are right now, with all the interesting dark parts and bright parts. Open up to this exquisite variety inside you and choose to accept that is the masterpiece itself. There is nothing any of us need to do to become a masterpiece. Simply own your darkness. Relax into all of you and accept everything you find about yourself. Rest as the multidimensional creative source of all of these amazing energies. Come home to yourself. Accept this dark light masterpiece that you already are. Worship this amazing, beautiful creation that you are. Bow down to yourself and see that God is already working through you, no matter what your mind may judge you to be. Everyone carries that masterpiece hidden for many lives, not knowing who they are, just trying on the surface to become someone. Always remember, whatsoever is given to you is precious. If it was not so, existence would not have given it to you. Osho. The journey to financial freedom starts the minute you decide you were destined for prosperity, not scarcity, for abundance, not lack. Mark Victor Hansen. Once we'd all discover that abundance is the inherent nature of this universe, we live in a truly abundant universe where there is a plethora of things, ideas, love, money, friends, and opportunities all around us. Even though we may not feel it all the time, this abundant universe is, is always available to you right now. You need not search for abundance outside of yourself, as many do. It is a state of being that can only be found from the journey within. This universe is always sending us loads of good energy, new ideas, and people to help us tap into feeling this natural, abundant state. To experience this abundance, simply let go of trying to achieve it. Trust it is here now and gently practice receiving it. Your ego mind will try to convince you that this is stupid. Why do this? You've got to go out there and find abundance. It's not inside you. The word abundance comes from the Latin root meaning to move in waves, undulate, and flow. Flowing. This means that to tap into abundance is to let yourself move, undulate, and flow with life. Go with the flow. Don't fight the current. Downstream thinking. It brings that picture up again, that scene where you walk down by the river. You see some boats, right? You see one boat and not many people. There's not many people going downstream, but you do see some. And you see them, they get into the boat and you go, where in the heck are the oars? What are they doing? There's no oars in there. How are they going to maneuver that boat? But they get into the boat. And it's very comfortable. But then you see all this ruckus going on, and you look at the current, which is downstream, but they're going the opposite direction. They're fighting the current. They're trying to get upstream. You ever seen anybody do that? Just as a visual? They're in those rafts or those boats, whitewater rafting, and they're going against the current. They're fighting it. And a lot of people say, well, no, they're going with the current. But when you go with the current, you don't need any oars because you're going into the unknown. You're sitting back in the boat totally relaxed. You have total trust and faith in yourself and the God that you are and the universe. And you just let it go and let it take you wherever it's going to take you. Now, the ones fighting upstream, grimacing, beat red faces, trying to get upstream, they're trying to get somewhere. Going downstream, you're not trying to get anywhere because you know that the unknown is where all the opportunity and possibilities are. Most of us fight our abundant nature. Does that sound strange? What we believe to be true moves through the lens of our minds as living energy and becomes the reality of our lives. If we believe ourselves to be limited, we get to be right about that. But it is not our ultimate truth. Mary Morrissey. We fight abundance, and abundance is everything. It's not just money. It's well-being, it's health, happiness, joy, bliss, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. It's all there. And we as a species, as a civilization, have been taught to believe that it's out there, it's outside of us. Instead of the God being inside of you, it's out there. God's out there. Instead of the heaven being you, the heaven's a place. And it's all an illusion, it's a trick. We are equipped, literally, with everything we will ever need. There isn't one thing that we are not equipped with. We are equipped with unending abundance, prosperity, well-being. We're equipped with all of it. And it's inside of us. It's the God that we are. You see, this is what happens with a lot of us. We find it uncomfortable. We go, this is silly. What the heck? You know? Abundance is out there. You know, you go out there and you climb the ladder and you try to get a lot of money, right? Then when you have a lot of money, you sit there and say, well, I thought it was going to be different than this. And then after you can buy anything you want to buy, and then it gets kind of old. And then you start seeking and searching for other things. And you find yourself not being satisfied. Why am I not satisfied? I thought that this would have been it. And you find out it isn't it. How many people have you watched throughout our society, throughout the generations, that are very wealthy but very unhappy? It's interesting, isn't it? Because it's all about within us. Now, you've probably met people that are happy, just genuinely, no reason, no particular reason. They're just happy people, and they go with the flow. They don't let these little things, these little disturbances, convince them to go into bigger disturbances and then bigger ones. We all have shields, and if we drop our shields, and it's up to each and every one of us, because no one's going to do it for us. No one's going to force us. You drop your shields and embrace your abundant nature, because that's who we are. We have abundant natures. The secret of feeling our abundant nature, right in the moment, right in the now, is to remove the walls blocking us from it. And the walls are shields. And they're protecting our hearts from getting hurt, conned, deceived, or abandoned again. Remove any shielding around your heart and imagine losing it into a great bonfire. Right? Just toss it into a great bonfire. Let your armor melt away. If the shielding feels like it is still there or coming back, simply invite the fire inside of you to consume your heart and any walls it has. And breathe deeply and physically open your arms wide, inviting this fiery purification to remove all defenses from your life. It's a little scary. Some people still hold on. When you feel that all the shields are removed, with several deep breaths, imagine pulling everything in the entire universe into your heart. All creation is pouring into your heart. The stars, the planets, Earth, and all beings. Feel how truly abundant life really is. And state it to yourself. Proclaim you are an abundant being. One of the best ways to remain in the flow of abundance is to practice knowing that you are an abundant, infinite being that will never die. And since abundance is a flow of highly charged, positive, infinite energy, abundance is a flow of highly charged, positive, infinite energy. And it's within each of us. And the more we open up and feel this energy and share it with others, the more we will naturally feel this abundance inside ourselves. In the past, we may have partially closed the door to feeling this abundance due to past conditioning. It's not hard. We've all been conditioned. Past conditioning or scarcity thinking. To truly break this old programming, and it is old, antiquated programming, for 5 minutes a day, do this exercise. Imagine opening your attention to all that surrounds you, everything around you. Tune into the abundance of things, nature, people on the planet who are creating everything for you. They are giving us, each of us, food, water, and all the pleasures that come with living in society. Feel this abundance of support around you. Letting it touch your very core. Let in the abundance of joy, pleasure, opportunities, and laughter into your heart. You're already deeply, eternally loved and will always be deeply, eternally loved by the abundance of this universe. Consciously open the door now and proclaim the truth to the universe by stating, I am a truly abundant being. And it isn't a lie, and it isn't a deception. It's the truth. Shout this message out over and over, internally and externally, if you choose, until you feel that it has penetrated deeply into your soul. If you feel it waning again, then reinforce it. We can instantly become a channel for the highest vibration in the universe, love, by gifting our time spontaneously to someone who needs it. Give a hug to someone lacking love. Share new inspirational ideas with others. Email someone this inspiring information. Give presents to people just for fun. Share something beautiful you have created, like music or poetry. You'll spontaneously feel better. And when we can reconnect with this joy of giving freely, just imagine what your world will be and feel like when everybody feels that there is an abundance of love, money, and energy and joy to share freely. Be the first to start the trend. All greed, all fear, and all lack will be eliminated when we all share freely from this truly abundant state, it will be impossible to feel poor at the end of the day, having given your love and light away. Do something nice, kind, or super nice for someone, anyone, every day of the week. This one thing will cause you to step into being that bright guiding light of abundant being that you are. Perhaps it is sending someone a $5 bill, helping an elderly lady cross the street, paying someone else a toll, or mowing your neighbor's lawn. Practice giving something to everyone that you meet. Maybe it's a smile, a compliment. True, genuine, by the way, not faked. Or a flower. If perhaps you feel shy and cannot do it for them, then do it for yourself. This is an opportunity for all of us to stop playing the small, negative, selfish game and start feeling more loving, abundant, and free. There are endless ways to share this kindness inside you, and each one will reveal this feeling of abundance inside you. You'll soon see how easy it is to become a channel for abundance in your life. And as I always say, gratitude is the golden key to swimming in the grand, abundant river of life. Gratitude is the golden key to swimming in the grand, abundant river of life. When we start becoming a gratitude aholic, we become a channel of abundance flowing feelings for ourselves and everyone around us. It doesn't take a lot of time. You take 3 minutes each morning, the moment you wake up, and focus on the feelings of gratitude. What amazing things are you thankful for? Let a wellspring of thankfulness, relief, and joy to flow all over your body and inside you. Practice mastering gratitude all the time by implementing as much as you can your ability to channel abundance into your life and into the lives of others. Stillness is the greatest achievement one can have in this life. Papa J. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, relax these bodies. We can be, each of us, believe it or not, in a state of relaxation 24/7. I think, we've been trained again with external authority that, that you can't always be relaxed. Why not? I think we have a misconception of relaxation. I think that in relaxation, we're all sleeping all the time. We're so relaxed. Relaxation just means to let go of all of the things that we drag and carry with us in this life. All the stress and fear and anxiety and worry and anger, and we store it in our subconscious mind's library, and we drag it with us. And a lot of times we're seriously dragging it with us. We don't know we're dragging it with us. So when you relax the body, you focus on the breath. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth. And our breath is sacred, divine. We all know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, if these bodies that we're in didn't have access to air, we would have to leave the body. Okay? It's divine. It's magic. And it relaxes us. And it stills the ego mind and the subconscious mind. By focusing on your breath, you move into now, and you leave those alone. You leave the mind alone. You leave the ego alone. You leave the subconscious mind alone. And the chatter that we're all given, mind chatter, is gone. We don't hear it. And so all we do is we watch. We don't judge. We watch our ego minds, how they operate, what are they doing. Eventually you'll start going, that's ego, to yourself, and it'll vanish, see? And the ego will try harder. You say, that's ego, and it'll vanish. You won't implement it because you know it's ego. And there's no good direction with ego, believe me. There isn't. And I think a lot of you know that. It's a dead-end street. It's always wanting and having and wanting and having and wanting and having. And the ego has to be secure, feel secure all the time. That's why so many people on this planet are insecure, because the ego is front and center. So the breath is divine positive energy. And so when we focus on the breath, the body begins to relax. It lets go. Because you're in the now. You're not in yesterday. You're not in tomorrow. Have you ever heard, I'm going to take my breath tomorrow? Or yesterday's breath? It's only in the now. And practicing this is paramount. Choosing to practice this is paramount. Because it will move you. Guarantee it will move you into stillness. And just being, doing nothing, being, listening to the God within you. Now, we step up a little bit further, and then we understand that, wait a minute, I'm not the body. I enter the body, and the body allows me to experience physical life, physical form, but I'm not the body. I'm not my name, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that. We inherit all that when we enter the body, eventually. But once we embrace the total understanding without stepping in our way all the time or having the ego mind try to redirect us, I am the God within the body. I am the God that I am. I am that. Then you look inside the body. Does this make sense? You look inside the body, and you see these 7 lights, all different colors, very vibrant, bright, brilliant, not like any colors on this planet. And you want to know what they are. What are those? Those are spiritual etheric energy. All of us are spiritual etheric energy. Omnipotently powerful. And these lights are called chakras, which definition of chakra is wheels of light. And they're connected to our organs, everything in these bodies, emotions, character, personality, everything, right down to the quantum quark. So doesn't it make sense that as we choose to take the journey within, we discover that we can heal these bodies, the gods that we are, in a blink of the eye. And we're moving that direction. We will, too. We will, all of us, be able to heal our own bodies whenever we choose, be able to keep them young. Yeah, I mean, I kid you not. And you can feel that vibrational frequency through your heart minds and know that it is. Key, crucial for all of us. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. Be in deep eternal gratitude at all times. Because we choose things. And sometimes it gets foggy. You look at yesterday, the past. You look at the future tomorrow. and you look at the now. You could be on these three paths, right? And you could be standing in front of them. And let's just say that you're standing on the center path, the now, the very moment. This path, it looks almost brand new, like it was never used. And you see in front of you is this beautiful emerald green grass, vibrant, almost shimmering. And then surrounding it is a canopy of trees. And the trees are all shimmering gold. The leaves, the bark, the branches, everything. And it's just spectacular, beautiful. One on the left is just exactly like it, except it's used, really worn. That's the past. The one on the right is the future, worn, used. What we have a tendency to do, because of our being seduced by the material physical world, is we have a tendency to want to know ahead of time. And we also have a tendency to live in the past. And it's a habit that we've had for thousands of years. Now, we all reminisce, and we all have memories, and we all enjoy ourselves, and with those memories. And we go into our private library, our subconscious mind, turn the lights on, and we go to the shelves, and we pick out whatever volume or book, and then we see the pictures, and we reminisce on, how fun that was and how enjoyable that was, and we kind of savor it. Or how unsavory and how good it was, how not good it was. But we leave the room. We turn off the light, and then we leave. Some of us, though, and they don't believe it's on purpose. I think it's not even conscious. But they'll go in the past, they'll stay there. And they stay there so long that they end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past and reliving that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say to themselves, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, it's not like none of us, most of us don't do that. We do go in the past, but we don't stay there. It's the same with the future. The future is created in the now. So we walk out and we go into the future path. And we're always asking ourselves, when am I going to be well enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to be wealthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to meet the person of my dreams? When am I going to have this new house? Or, when am I going to be able to buy this new vehicle? When am I? You see how it works? And none of us are exempt from it. We all go there. But then you realize is that the future that I create in the now is the future I desire. Say, you create your future. It's not packaged there by itself. You create it. And you see how disjointed it becomes because you're not aware that you create it. People think that their destiny is already laid out. And it isn't. It is up to you, each and every one of us, to determine our destiny because we create it in the now, in our future. The past is dead. The past doesn't exist. It's gone. It was former now moments. But see, we've got tens of millions of programs. And they fly by like clouds in the sky. They're endless. It's endless. Never stops. But see, these aren't our thoughts. They're other people's thoughts. You imagine this planet, and most of us are experiencing and living other people's thoughts. Isn't that wild? That's why a lot of the times we don't feel comfortable. We feel, like uneasy. Have you ever been in that where you've embraced a thought and you go and you follow through and you create it in reality and you're going, something's not right with this. This doesn't feel right. You know why? Because it wasn't your thought to begin with. And it's real tricky too. Because the ego mind are really slick. And so they seem really yours, and they're not. Remember, we send thoughts out to the universe. We don't receive thoughts. They don't come in. We send them out. So if you have these thoughts come in, they're not yours, but they sure as heck feel like it. So when that happens, it's real simple. I wandered off into this thought. I grabbed onto this cloud. It took me off somewhere. Not a big deal. I'll focus on my breath, and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time. And you will be. That's not difficult. Part's difficult is not to judge yourself. Be hard on yourself. That's why being gentle, kind, generous, and humble is mandatory. And to be in deep gratitude 24/7. Doesn't it make sense that we practice with ourselves to be happy, joyous, abundant, prosperous, instead of concentrating on all these other people's thoughts of worry, stress, fear, anxiety, anger, hatred? We're putting all of our energies there when we can flip a switch and put all of our energies in that direction of what we are. I'm an abundant being. I am a prosperous being. I'm happy, blissful, joyful. But we program, isn't it funny how we've been trained? We program ourselves into the negative energies, lower vibrational frequencies. And all it takes is just a flip of the switch from our understanding of going within and doing the opposite that we've done this whole life. Worry, stress, and fear. Instead of joy, bliss, and abundance. It's a choice. It really is a choice. There's no golden book that you can find somewhere that's going to give you all this because you already have it. Now, we know that the gods that we are, right, the soul, whatever you want to call it, pure consciousness, and these bodies are not the body. We enter the body, we power the body up. Therefore, the body actually sustains the God that we are so we can experience physical life. Now, those of us who are consciously aware, and nobody would be on this call unless they were somewhat consciously aware on this meditation. Consciously aware means that you know deep within you, with not even a question, no doubt, no disbelieving, that you are the God, not the body. And you're the heaven. And you're the kingdom of God. And you're the God source. You can keep going. And we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Highest frequency in the universes. Always has been, always will be, ever beyond him forever. Now we know that we have every single understanding that we are the God within the body, the soul, the heaven, the earth, the body. Every step we take is pure paradise. We create paradise every step we take on this planet. Not only that, we shine our light 24/7, awake or asleep. The light is the love that we are. The God force, love, light, energy. And we're saturating this planet. All of us are. 360 degrees. You can see these waves of light coming from you, from your heart center, cascading out. It's like a gold shimmering white light. And you watch it as it just saturates all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. It's unending, infinity and beyond. Now, if you were to take a trip on a starship off the planet, and you got out far enough, and you looked at the planet, and you noticed that the planet glowed, and you would also notice that all of the lights in the universe would look like a lit candle in the dark, dim in comparison. So a God planet paradise that glows. I mean, after all, whether awake or asleep, there's 8 billion gods and bodies on this planet. That's not including all the rest of the life. That's just us. It's not including the trees and all the other. And this is what we're transforming this planet into, God planet paradise. See it, feel it in your heart minds. Motion picture. And we know that there are parts of us, the gods that we are, that are asleep. And they will wake, and they're always with us because they're part of us. They just don't know. They're not participating. They're not in the meditation. They aren't aware. Then we have the parts of ourselves, the gods that are awake, consciously aware. That's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. The ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Bendantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. The archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes. The off-worlders, celestials, galactics. It's like all the light energy beings on, in, above, and below this planet. With the eyes that we have with these bodies, we don't see the different spectrums, the different light spectrums. So there's many that come in all shapes, colors, sizes, forms, and configurations of which we do not notice or see. But they're there. But there is a group that we are familiar with, and we actually interact with parts of this group every day, multiple times a day, with these bodies. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the magics, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. Now ask yourself this question. Could I stay in this body, the God that I am, if this body didn't have air? Could I stay in this body if this body wasn't able to consume water? No. And then we look at the wood. Probably not. Earth? Probably not. You see how everything is symbiont? Without earth, the body would not exist. So isn't it interesting how those of us who are still outside of ourselves defile the very thing that supports these physical vessels that allow the gods within them to experience physical life? And we're all gathered in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, expand, and grow. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force love light energy within each and every single one of us. The love that we're made of, the love that we are. It saturates this planet. Infinity, constantly. All life, the highest supreme values in the universe, head to toe, inside now. With this deep eternal love. We begin to ascend above the planet. As soon as we start to move up, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. This isn't just, glitter in a jar. This is absolutely way beyond anything we've ever seen. And we're like swimming in it and floating in it. It's everywhere. And the best way to describe it is the grand finale fireworks of nothing that we've ever seen on this planet that was displayed, and a massive laser light show that we've never seen before, not even close. And like the ballroom globe in the ballroom, that slowly turns and reflects the lights everywhere. Except this ballroom globe is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. All combining all of that. Spectacular. I don't think there are words to describe it. But we're curious, so we go to the reflective points, and we notice these little microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. And so we enter them. And then we discover that all of us, in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are teachers, students, teachers. We are learning from each other. All forms of us. Birds, trees, bushes, dogs, cats, cows, horses, you name it. But so many of us have been seduced into the external life, the material, physical world, that they go unnoticed. All these teachings that we miss, because our attention is so diverted to external reality. Take the time. Watch a bird, squirrel. Don't judge it, analyze it. Just watch it. Other people, they might come into your life for a second, leave something, teach you, learn from you. This is our endless journey within. This is provided for us. You see how one we are? The gods within these bodies? How one we are. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are, the gods within these bodies, the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. The gods that we are in these bodies. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind each and every single one of us that from head to toe, inside and out, throughout infinity and beyond, we are protected with a white fire armor. Nothing like the armor on this planet, way beyond that. Nothing can penetrate it. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possessions, no attachments. Ever. They can't come close to us. With that high a vibrational frequency, they vanish or vaporize. So maybe a few have, and then they've learned, and they vanish, vaporize, but then they just leave. They don't get near us. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, worry, envy, hurriedness, revenge, manipulation, deceit, dishonesty, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then you have the opening of demon possession or attachment or a lot of different things with the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. And if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. Double column of light. First part of the column is the purple transmuting flame. And this part of the column that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can literally transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. The second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational frequency and harmony, the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest, 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 eternal love. Gratitude. Peace. We continue to send above the planet, and we're met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the sunsets and the sun rises. We are the rain and rainbows. We are the clouds in the sky. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees, the forests, the soil, the animals, the mountains, everything. Everything is us. And so the next time that you see a rainbow, starry lit night sky, sunset, sunrise, mountain view, snowfall, is you. Regularly, all of us on this planet will look at that and view it and say, as if it's not a part of us, isn't that beautiful? But watch what happens through your heart mind, not the ego mind. And you say, that is the God that I am. Whole different understanding. We continue to descend above the planet, and some of us step outside our physical form, if we're carrying physical form, and hover effortlessly above that physical form. And the reason we do that is because it is really fun, and that we can do it. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created it. It's larger than this solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the oblong sphere is golden white bowl of light. It is encircled, almost looks like they never end, of multicolored rings of light. And they've created this super white mist, and you can see where it's glittering and reflecting and sparking, and it's very vibrant, and it's absorbed in through our heart minds. It's like a warm embrace that never ends. And we discovered that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest eternal love. Then comes gratitude and peace, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, joy, bliss, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. It's never ending. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that each and every single one of us are in these bodies. And at the top of the crystalline tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down throughout infinity and beyond. And this is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And it's saturating all life. The highest supreme value in the universe is always. See that through your heart, mind, motion picture. Feel it. Enjoy the love that we are. All of us. There is no doom and gloom unless we deem it to be. Now, all of us are drops of this golden ocean. We also contain the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean's the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere almost 4 years ago. Holds well over 1,700 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations continue to grow, intensify, and expand. Imagine that. All of us gathered, hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware to a certain extent, spanning all existence, focused on this planet, on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy, for its complete liberation. And when I say complete, I don't mean a sloppy liberation. I mean a complete, full liberation of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Going within, staying within. Creating the God planet paradise that we desire. Because all of us deserve the best of everything. The greatest spiritual energy in the entire universe is inside you, right here and now. There is nothing any of us can do to diminish, taint, or change this ever-present spiritual consciousness that is flowing through us all. For today, imagine you have the volume control on the knowingness that you, each of us, are this eternal spiritual energy. Turn up your knowingness as high as it will go. What does that feel like? To know without any doubt that you are the most powerful, indestructible, eternal, infinite energy in this entire universe. Practice knowing this divine presence is in you all day today. Initiate and integrate this knowingness while you work, eat, drive, play, and engage in conversation with others. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Feelings are what makes this life, extremely rich and wonderful. They give our life dimension, create a more intimate and personal experience of reality. Our feelings enable us to heal ourselves as well as accept the infinite mystery of this life. For today, allow yourself to let down your protective shields with the world and explore how you really feel about yourself, others, and the world today. Give yourself permission to feel everything and anything you can. Invite in and explore every type of feeling that comes into your body today. Confront the feelings you've been avoiding and breathe deeply into them. Sit with them and simply feel them. Keep your mind and heart open to this rich, rewarding, egoless experience. This is your turn to be emotionally free. Trust your feelings. Stop resisting them. Dive into each one with an open heart full of curiosity, wonder, and courage. And when you stop trying to manage and control your emotions, they will transform you from the inside out. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and following morning. And we will return here tonight at 9 p.m. for a reverse aging health call. And Saturday, January 8th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation